We good. Now, Brick, you're saying Hashiru? So it's Hashite. I know Ru is the, like, our version of to build or to throw. Hashiro. Arute is to walk. Hashite is to run. So yeah. You think you had it right. It just looks weird written in English. Judgment Day. Today things are gonna get settled at last. A lot of things. Wah! What's the big deal? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my run-in from the stun gun yesterday. You learned that from My Hero Academia? Yeah, that's right then. That's right. It's a sh, so Hashiru. Hashite. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial, Nick. Good luck. Thanks, Maya. Edgeworth is looking glum. Hope Fun Karma doesn't push him too hard. Whoa. What are you doing? Sorry, I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back. Maya, maybe you should go outside and discharge. Right, good idea. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Whoa, pal! Oh, pal. It is Maya? Okay, cool, thank you. What's gotten into that girl? Take a gumshoe. Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning. How did it go, Detective? I have no fear. As promised, I've captured our runaway caretaker. Just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks, Detective Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I just got on the way in, I feel pretty good. Yogi says he's forgotten his own name, but it has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Edgeworth if he couldn't remember his past? That's a good point. Very good point. He does remember, and I'm just going to have to prove it. Yeah, he wouldn't want revenge on something he wouldn't remember. That'd be weird. Alright. Let's get this chapter into wraps. Court is now in session for the trial of Miles Edgeworth. Defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready. Right, very well. We've reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. I ask the prosecution to submit decisive evidence. Understood. Don't be awed into silence every time that he says something. Very well. Opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the boat rental shop caretaker has been arrested. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine as much as necessary. Okay. That's like a cheering us on kind of thing. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in a boat rental shop on the lake from where he witnessed the incident. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness! Why'd you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. Very well, please begin your testimony. Huh? I'm awake, don't worry. I'm really sorry about just leaving yesterday like I did. I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for Polly, see? And I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is. Very well, let's begin the cross-examination. He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it. By pressing every single thing and waiting till the game tells us there's a contradiction. I call what you did running away and not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony and realized you were in danger. Wag, wag, wag. Now, Mr. Wright, there's no need to rush to conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony. He sure seems relaxed. fact, they both do. Then why did you leave? He's just about to say why. It's so hard for you to just quietly listen when someone is talking. If I sat quietly, Edgeworth would be guilty in 3 minutes. It's true, good point. Food. Well, Polly is a bit of a gourmand, you see. She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. They only have them in the pet shop downtown. But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker's shack? Well, kinda got lost. The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack. Yeah, right, nice try. No one's gonna believe that. I see. So he was lost. Judge. Come on, man. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yeah, yep. Seems like it. Then how could you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having a memory, You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? It's impossible. How do you come to your senses, Wright? Very well, please continue. Motive? How can you say you had no motive? I say you do. You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please don't make me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold the grudge. It's impossible. Might I say something, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? You've been saying the same thing over and over now. You've been calling the witness's memory of the past or lack thereof into question. But does that really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case and no motive. Both of these statements are lies. Yeah, I don't know when Polly's going to come into play here. Order. Mr. Wright, there's a serious problem with your claim. Or are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor. Oh, now this is interesting. I would like to know myself, so who is he? Von Karma knows exactly who it is. Please tell us the witness's name. Yanni Yogi. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? That name seems familiar. Oh! Yanni Yogi! From the DL6 incident! The judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case. But what does this mean? Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yanni Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Finger wag. Jumping to conclusions again, right? This man, this witness, is Yanni Yogi. Fascinating. However, how do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof. Allow me to repeat once more that this witness has lost his memory. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yanni right here, then I got nowhere else to go. Nick! How are you gonna prove it? How could... You know, I think Brick's got a good idea. Polly? What's my name? I think that's how it works. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we'll compare them to fingerprints on file for Yanni Yogi. That makes sense. He doesn't have any fingerprints, does he? I'm so very sorry, Mr. Wright. Why? The witness has no fingerprints. What? You see, before I worked as a caretaker, I worked at a chemical plant. Burned my fingers working with that stuff. Yep. What? Yogi, you sneak. You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past. Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we'll have to not be able to prove his identity. What will you do, Mr. Wright? It seems that the case has been decided. No. Yeah, Dim, I do too. Also, happy Monday. I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. I have to pull it out my butt like every single other time. There's no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No. What are we gonna do? I don't even consider that he might not have erased his fingerprints. I do. Well, Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine his parrot for a little comic relief. Great idea. Cross-examine his parrot? You're not gonna to. Your Honor? The defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal. I call Polly to the stand. Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to cross-examine the witness's pet parrot. Order. What do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Need you even ask? This is a farce. I object. Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I cross-examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested. If you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you're ready for the consequences. Nick, this is crazy! Well, still want to go through with your little game? Yeah. Let the parrot take the stand. I'll cross-examine her, Your Honor. This is the most ridiculous thing I've heard. Von Karma's rigged every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. My last chance. At least I think so. Bailiff, bring in the parrot. This is great. That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name! Witness is ignoring me. Must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Very well, witness. Who is your honor? Please testify for us. It's gonna be a bunch of dots, isn't it? Hello, hello. Certainly the most concise testimony we've had so far. Begin your cross-examination. What are you gonna do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? Hold it! Witness, you can't just say hello and expect us to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you talk to her. Or Wright, what do I say? What's your name? Polly, what's your name? Polly! Mr. Wright, I think we've established that this parrot is named Polly. Does that have anything to do with the owner's identity? No. Well, no, I guess it doesn't really have anything to do with that, no. Please only ask questions pertaining to the matter at hand. Continue your testimony. Hold on. Next question. Have we forgotten something? Polly, have we forgotten something? Don't forget DL6. Can we get Polly to say that here? That'll prove that the caretaker had something to do with DL6. Polly, have we forgotten something? Hello. Eh? That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot. Something we forgot. Hashtag rig. It's not working, Nick. She won't say it. Why won't she say it? Something the matter, Mr. Wright. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He could never retrain the parrot, could he? Did he train her not to respond when asked if he'd forgotten something? Well, I guess we shouldn't try to... Well, I guess we ask the other question then. Which is... What's the safe number? Let's Let's try to get her to say anything. Polly, what's the number to the safe in the shack? 1228, 1228. My, what a reckless parrot. Oh, Mr. Wright? You aren't claiming that the number has something to do with the caretaker. I think so. That's why I heard her say it. Ridiculous. How could the number to safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof. What could possibly link the number to the caretaker's true identity? There, that one.
Take that!
The DL6 case file. Mr. Wright. Where in this file is something
Like us,
related?
There's more to them than meets the eye.
My lady, Capricious, thank you for using your Twitch Prime sub here 2 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because that's something you have to remember to do. You have to re-up your Prime sub every month. So thanks for making sure that you do that. It's a compliment that you remember to up it. Happy Monday. I need to make sure I don't even have a sub sound for you, do I? We need to get you a sub sound. Probably like something for Junkrat, probably. For you, anyway. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, crap. Which part of it is in? Case summary. That's the side. It's on the case summary page. Case summary. Specifically, the date on which the DL6 incident occurred. Yeah, it'll probably be a Junkrat. Most likely. The date, December 28th? Why, that's today's date. 15 years ago. Do the one where he's on fire. That's a good idea. It's a relatively new sound. Like when he's on fire from Ash's dynamite, you mean? Use the date of DL6 incident as the number for his safe. Wings out? That's how important that data was to him. You see, it certainly is an interesting coincidence. You have 11 Toho keychains? That's awesome. People often do their secret numbers as to dates.
Objection.
That is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card numbers to 0001 because I am number 1. This has nothing to do with a date. You just told us your frickin' PIN number. Alone it is weak for evidence in a murder trial. We would need some other corroborating evidence. One more. Oh, wait, we haven't actually pushed the second one. Let me push the second one. Yeah, that's true. That's a good one. Speak. You must speak to me. Frankly, I can't believe that you're speaking to a parrot. By the way, guys, random security thing for like your Twitch, your like anything with a login where you connect your PayPal. Get the authenticator version on your phone. It's like it's a two-factor thing. Absolutely invaluable. I have it on my Twitch. I have it on my PayPal. I have it on my bank. Like, if they have to text you a security code that then goes, that you have to input on top of your other stuff. It's 100% worth it. Okay, the only other thing I think of is that we have to have a name. So we've done Have You Forgotten Something? We've gotten What's Your Name? Let's see if we can get Polly to be important. Fascinating. Recording the parrot's name will prove the owner's identity. Show us this proof. Nick, do you think you're taking the bluff a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yanni Yogi. All you have to do is tie the name Polly to Yogi. Name Polly to Yogi. And this is why we read things. Because this right here was never mentioned. After his arrest, fiancée Polly Jenkins committed suicide. They never said that. And I don't even remember that. At all. Under suspect data. Got it. Wow. Renji, happy Monday. Random security PSA, never give out personal information to a parrot. I agree. It's quite a large file you have there. Which page is the proof? Show us or stop wasting our time. It's on the suspect data page. This page has all the information about Yanni Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide. See? Indeed, it does say that. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins? Polly! Exactly, Your Honor. He wanted to remember the name of his fiancée who had committed suicide. That's why he named his parrot after her. Because she was an odd bird that he loved so much.
Objection.
A mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog she calls Phoenix. Oh, Mr. Phoenix Wright, does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé? How old are you and how old is your granddaughter? You know what? I wouldn't want you as an in-law. Never mind. She's only 7. Okay, she's 7. Oh, ew. Ew. No. Also never swear around a parrot? Yeah. I never swear anyway, so it's pretty easy. I'd be fine having a parrot. I think we reached a conclusion here. This is mere coincidence, that's all. True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seems more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker of the boat shop. Immediately. Take a charge, Judge. Oh, we got the music. We got the good music. Witness, tell us your name. Wait. This witness, he doesn't remember. No, it's okay. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. He's totally different. This is the real Yogi, I think, finally. He's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Dude, he's been acting like an idiot for 15 years? That must be fun. Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name. My name is Yanni Yogi. 15 years ago, I served as a bailiff in this very court. So it was you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Miles Edgeworth for his death. Yeah, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond, he said I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really, but he didn't believe me. He won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancé, my social standing. And this year, 15 years later, package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take my revenge on the people who ruined my life. But the real question is from Renji in chat. Dad? How's the wet noodle? What are we gonna do about the noodle shop? I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance. After 15 years, this was it. Finally, a chance to have my revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a minute. Revenge against Miles? What do you mean? I'm not at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth himself? Anyway, I'll admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Oh, so our bro's innocent. Success! Where's Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, is innocent in this case. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? There are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion for this particular case. I'd like to pass judgment on the murder for Mr. Robert Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. This court finds the defendant, Miles Edgeworth. We win! Yay! Go us! Go us! Let me turn up my brightness as it's getting darker outside. I need to get a better lighting pretty much. Hold on. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Court is adjourned.
Objection!
Edgeworth is a total idiot for grabbing a gun. Yeah, 100%. Did someone say objection? Yeah, and it was Edgeworth. Objection! Edgeworth? Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell them he was the murderer in DL6. He's going to tell them he was killed his own dad. Uh-oh, what do I do? Here's the thing. I want to object because I think that's what Phoenix would do, but I also want to let him do it because I know we're going to prove him innocent either way. I want to hear him say objection.
Objection!
The judgment has already been passed. I object to Edgeworth outburst. Didn't something like this happen yesterday? I believe a certain witness raised an objection after a guilty verdict was passed. That would be Larry. We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth. He's right. It would duty to hear Edgeworth out. And we're going to cross-examine the heck out of him. For 15 years, I have had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know. It wasn't a dream. Yanni Yogi wasn't the killer. I mean, in the incident where your father died. From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer, the criminal in the DL6 incident, it was me. Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations which ends today. The culprit is me. Well, you just gave a testimony, and I'm going to cross-examine the heck out of you. This is unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime. Crime for which the statute of limitation runs out today. So I'm not really sure how to deal with this. It's obvious. We hold a trial right here, right now. We tried this man for his crime 15 years ago. I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, I will consider the appropriate course of action to take. A culprit is you! What is it? Frickin' Miles, man. I'm sorry, Wright. I just wasted all of your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, sir. I mean, you killed your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, Detective, but it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what circumstances. Either first degree and second degree and so on. This is crazy, just crazy. Nick, what are you doing? Oh, I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready. Your case for what? Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna prove that Miles Edgeworth is innocent. What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it. He confessed that he did it. In court. I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare. What? It's just a dream. It's not real. The truth is right here in this court record. In any case, tighten your belts. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right. I mean, heck, if Yanni Yogi was not of sound mind because of oxygen deprivation, that means that Miles could have the same kind of defense, right? And he's a kid. He was a kid. I'd like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let's begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examination. The statute of limitations on DL6 runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book. Wait, unconventional for him to run it by the book? That means he always does it wrong? Dang, okay. Your Honor, go for it. You knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Very well. I'm old. Miles Edgeworth, take the stand. Alright, here we go. By the way, guys, I noticed in the VODs and the videos I was putting up on YouTube, because of how, like, I start with the sun up and then it comes down, if you can ping me if, like, up here in the corners, up here on the top, if the green screen starts getting a little not perfect, I'd appreciate it, because it annoyed me a little bit. And I kind of want the videos to be a little, and the stream to be of a little higher quality. So if you guys can call me out anything like sound or things like that, please let me know. It would it won't be rude. It'd just be helping me out. Thank you. It's name and profession. You thought that was part of the game? That I'm old? No. Miles Edgeworth, I'm a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory. Is this correct? It is correct. And testify about this matter to the court. You thought the black triangle was part of the game? Where's the black triangle? Oh, you mean that was up in the corner, yeah. The thing is that my lights kind of suck. I have two different kinds of lights. This one's like LED blue, and this is LED daylight, and it sucks. Oh, the triangle in the VODs? Well, dang it. One detail didn't quite fit. That'll be the key, but I don't think I get it to work. Please, please. Oh, she's trying to channel her sis, probably. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a gunshot, single gunshot, and a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. Till now, you thought this memory was a dream. Plot twist: she channels Edgeworth's dad. Well, we think Edgeworth's dad was lying to protect him, which would make sense. We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator had run out, and I'd lost my memory. And can we confirm that elevators are airtight? That honestly doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That seems like a horrible design choice. There has to be some kind of ventilation. There has to be. Same thing with, like, even back then, which would be, what, 2001, as opposed to this is? It's just like, come on. Same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. See, I agree with Brick, but how valid is that? That's from an article in 2014 that elevators are not airtight and suffocation in a stuck elevator is not going to happen. Good. Now I feel better by going in elevators. Show me! Of course, Fantasia brings up a good point. That elevator had to be airtight because plot. What was the trial your father was involved in on that day? I don't remember things very clearly. Only two things. When my father lost, and Mr. Von Karma was the prosecuting attorney. Okay. Von Karma, you were handling a case? It was 15 years ago. I don't remember the details. That was when Edgeworth pointed out the problem in Von Karma's evidence. As we went to the earthquake. So there were 3 people, including yourself, trapped in that elevator. Yes, myself, my father, and Yanni. We were fine at first, but then as time passed and no one came to help, Father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. What did you do then? I was a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do? I was scared, trembling in the corner. Then... what was it? A pistol. I assume it was the bailiff, Yanni Yogi's. The safety must have come off when it fell from his holster, because guns made back then were of horrible design, and when they came with any type of shock, the safety would come off. I can't actually say that, because the gun I have here is it's a I think it's a 57 revolver. It has no safety. It's by my bedside. So any gun that even has a safety, good on you. And you picked it up, what happened next? Also, don't judge me, I'm in the South. Also, no, I'm scared of that gun. I'm scared of that freaking gun. I have so much respect and scare for guns, I don't know. What did you know it was a pistol when you threw it? I think I knew. It was dangerous, but the air was getting so thick I panicked. So you're saying that you threw the pistol at Mr. Yogi? You looked it up, the guy just overreacted. You can't suffocate. That makes sense. Yeah, Brick was saying the same thing. So essentially, the bailiff was already not running on all cylinders. A moment later, there was a single gunshot. The gun fired once? Yes. I think after I threw it, I lost consciousness. Since then, they've echoed in my head every day. That gunshot and that horrible scream. That scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. Can you reenact it? And then have, I need everybody to scream really loud, just as loud as he's gonna do now. We're gonna compare Ready, Go. To this day. Yes, I can practically hear it now. I doubt I'll ever forget that scream as long as I live. One part of his testimony that clearly contradicts the evidence. I don't think that's in response to his last... I think there's something about this single gunshot. Let's look at... I think... Hold on. This fired 3 things, but this is for the other incident. No clues were found at the scene. 1 bullet found in heart. The murder weapon fired twice. There we go. That's what I wanted. I don't think the bullet comes in yet, but reading case files. So victim data of this one. Objection. The incident we just cleared him of had the gun firing 3 times. 1 was for killing Hammond, and 2 was out in the lake. Be funny if it's the same gun. I doubt it, though. Are you sure you only heard 1 gunshot? I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. No, Your Honor, unfortunately you don't. Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. Which page contradicts the bail? Is that, victim? I just already forgot. It's victim, right? Yes, victim data. Look at the victim data.